people. Today I will teach you how to shade eyes. Well, since I have nothing to do, let's get started. I create another layer under the sketch of the eye and I fill in the sclera with a bright purple. Make sure to not use white because that is not how the human eye looks like. After filling in the eye, I usually put a pink thing on the like end. I don't know what it's called. And next I make another layer above the sketch. Then I color in the eye with a different color. After filling in the eye, I used the fade opaque to brush on IB's Paint X and I blend the sides of the eye. Blending the eye is pretty easy. You just have to repeat as many times as you want until it looks good. Oh, and by the way, this is not needed. This is just a part of my art style. After blending the sides of the eye, I usually add a pupil. Then I erase the parts that are leaking out. I blend the sides of the pupil to make it look okay. After doing that, I pick a darker color and I add it on the top of the pupil. And I pick another darker color and add it and put it on top of the darker thing and blend it. If the pupil gets covered, make sure to add the pupil again and blend it. After doing that, I usually clean up the sketch a bit. After doing that, I usually pick a darker purple to color in the sclera and add a little bit of shade to it. After doing that, I blend it with the fade opaque to brush. If you are not satisfied with it yet, just blend it more and use a darker color. If you are still not satisfied, just blend and use different colors if you want to blend. After cleaning it up a bit, I pick a lighter color and put it below the eye. I don't know what it's called. Don't ask. I blend it until I'm satisfied with it. After cleaning up the eye, I usually fix the sketch because it sometimes look messy. Just fill in the spots that are messy. After doing that, I usually just clean up the messy the messy parts of the eye. If it looks, if it doesn't look as good, I recommend just practicing. After cleaning it up a bit, I usually do this. After doing that, make sure to add highlights so the eye doesn't look dead. I mostly just put the a dot on top of the eye so it doesn't take as much space. After doing that, I draw this eye bag thing under the eye because it's part of my art style and it looks pretty. After adding the dark part, I usually just blend it so it doesn't look as so the eye doesn't look as tired. I recommend doing this to your art so it doesn't look as boring. Though that is optional. I clean up everything so it doesn't look messy. The eyelashes aren't that big of a deal, but I recommend making it look neat so it doesn't look as messy. After that, I usually just add highlights. In my style, I don't care how messy it is. I'll just clean it up afterwards. Remember that watching one tutorial doesn't mean you're already good at art. You must practice until you get better. That is how I improved in art. Oh, and by the way, blending is something you repeat until it looks okay. Here is just a clip of me fixing my art and just cleaning it up. After fixing it up, I pick a dark color and set it to multiply and add it on top of the eye. If it looks too dark, I usually just uh, lower the opacity. Adding a highlight is very important. So you must add highlights even though it seems like a nuisance.